Okay, so starting recording now. And here we are again inside another Paradigm Shift London meeting with the opportunity to put forth a question, and we're going to take turns answering it as we go around the circle. And today's question is, what does it mean to live an authentic life? And quick point note, obviously we want people to start a Paradigm Shift community where they are. Check the main website for all the information on that. So my quick response, thoughts on what does it mean to live an authentic life. For me, living an authentic life, kind of from the bigger picture, means being able to see the lessons in everything that comes our way and being able to sort of break it down to the idea of law of attraction and being able to take responsibility with the idea that the energy we are attracting into our life is the energy that is generating from within us. So what we feel, like what we create, is like what comes back to us. So being able to take responsibility for the love that we are generating into ourselves and the love that we are attracting, and any sort of like frustration is merely a matter of perspective, and being able to question within and being able to discover all of who we are and all of who we are not. And I'll probably share a couple more thoughts, but Nicole, what do you think?
Well, I think living an authentic life is being true to yourself, I think, more than anything else, and realizing your thoughts and your actions are part of you, and you solely, you're responsible for those type of emotions. And me personally, back a few years ago in 2010, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and at the beginning of that, I was very hurt, very scared. All these emotions were coming over me, and that's very natural when you are diagnosed with a problem such as that. But being put on medication and things, and just learning the value of life and eating properly and turning those negative thoughts into positive thoughts, and being authentic to myself and start taking responsibility for my own actions, opposed to playing the victim card and saying, why me, why did this happen now, and saying, you know what, I'm going to seize this opportunity and become a survivor and not a victim anymore. And I took things into my own hands and started looking about nutrition and other things that would help benefit me, and looking at life more in a positive manner than a negative manner, and realizing having a health problem like that is a really good thing, and it's a really, well, it's hard to deal with, but it's a very good lesson to be had, because no one can take that away from me. And now I'm much more stronger now than I ever was before, just because now I'm aware of things that I say and my actions and my feelings towards other people. And that's what I think being authentic is, just being true to yourself and knowing that what you say and what you feel, those things are all a very real thing, and we do affect everyone around us, and those thoughts affect ourselves too. And that was a big thing in the healing process for me, was saying that I was over the cancer and or having the brain tumor, and I didn't have it anymore, and realizing no one else was going to make me be able to be better or feel better. It was just going to be coming from me, and it was the whole placebo effect, and reading books on I guess, mind over matter, realizing I can conquer anything at the end of the day. And if I wanted to be a survivor and get rid of my brain tumor, then, well, I was going to be the one that ended up getting over that. And luckily enough, 3 years later, 2013, I am rid of my brain tumor with through proper nutrition and definitely mind over matter concept, and just believing in myself, and that I could get over the situation. And really now learning that if I could get over from that, then there's nothing really that I can't do. And to look at everyone else too as a lesson to learn from this is that if you can conquer something like that, then really you can accomplish anything you put your mind to. And to be able to tell that story and to affect all the people around you, and just to put that type of inspiration and that positive thought out into the universe, it's very contagious, and you'll realize you can do lots of good things with that, and that's what it's all about.
High five.
Yeah.
Pass? Or-
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Mike?
So for something being authentic, I think you want to, it's important to not really worry about what others think of you, worry about more of your self-image and how you view yourself, but also take into consideration how your decisions affect others and how your presence affects the others around you. And it's just important to think of other people and not just yourself a lot of the time. I think.
Cool. Tyler?
Really good, Mike.
Thank you.
The way I sort of look at authentic life, I really think it has to do with what you consider your self-worth. You know, I think a lot of people sort of sell themselves short and don't give themselves credit. You know, it's sort of, you're racing an opportunity when you're taking something that you maybe feel you don't deserve. You deserve a higher wage. You deserve more credit for what you're doing. Sort of selling yourself out. It's hard to be authentic when you feel like you're not living up to your worth. So to understand your worth and to combine that into your life, it can really make a strong and authentic lifestyle.
Cool. Matt?
Hello there. I was thinking mostly on the authentic life question as relating to like work, and then also the antithesis to work, I guess, like everything else that you can do besides working. So I'm trying to balance my life very much between being caring and compassionate at work with what I do, and also learning, like using that as a psychological gymnasium for my spiritual practice at home or at a meeting like this, and just like the discussions I could have with people, and then taking that back to work to further reinforce that compassion. So it's fortunately with what I do, it's fairly simple to integrate those two things, but then I also work for a corporation, which I don't always agree with what the decisions are, but having said that, you know, you can always be true to yourself and just state the opinion objectively, and then use those lessons to find other things to do outside of work that are more, I guess, holistic, you know, in terms of not working only for money, but working for people's safety or environmental care, I guess you could say. So yeah, for me, that's living an authentic life, trying to touch as many people with your ideas as possible.
Cool. Manny?
Hi. And for me, like being authentic is like have a like realize yourself who you are first. Have a self-realization, and then redefine your values. Like what are the policies you had, and follow your intuition. Have an open mind, and finally like trust yourself. Go ahead with what you think, and like how she said, like trust your intuition. That's all.
Nice. I'm glad you're here tonight, man.
Yeah, sure.
Brought him off the street from a free hugging.
Sure.
Rough.
To me, living an authentic life means four things. The first one would be learning from your mistakes and not repeating them. It would be finding your limits in life, both emotionally as well as physically, and not pushing past them once you know them. Not living life regretting things you can't change. And last but not least, never losing sight of how the simplest gesture of kindness can leave everlasting ripples in both yourself, your community. You may not see them immediately, but once that gesture is out there, the seed is planted.
Nice. Devin.
I think living an authentic life is all about living a life in accordance with what you feel are your deepest desires, and not feeling like you need to keep yourself silent. If you want to live a certain way, convey a certain idea, do any particular thing, go to a certain place, I think it's important. There are many opportunities in life, and there are times when we'll have to come to a crossroads and go, I do have to take this X number of people into account, and it is important to live for other people, but at the same time it's important to ask yourself the question, what do I really need, and then be honest with yourself in the response, and don't kind of cloak it in this attempt to make everyone else happy. And you do want to make everyone else happy, but not at your own expense. And I think you, like the whole point, the whole idea of lying to yourself, I think that's at odds with living an authentic life. So if you can feel deep down that you've been truthful with yourself and what you need, then that's kind of what authenticity is for me.
Nice. Lane?
Hello.
That's perfect.
Living an authentic life, I think, is he who forges his own path or dreams his own destiny or has the courage to become anything that he can imagine. And it's always a process, and it's always it's always, I guess, an uphill, not always an uphill battle, but it's always growth, and you're always changing and always adapting. But I think it's important to kind of step beyond the cultural conditioning that so many of us are ingrained with, and decide for yourself who you want to be and who you want to become and the world you want to create. So,
thanks. Cool, man. All right, let me just slide my butt over there. You can wave to the camera if you want. Wave. There you go. That's your contribution. All right, and okay, so okay, over here. What?
We have one thing to say.
Now I have to go this way?
Yes.
Okay.
Live for your heart.
Yeah. Nice. Good job, everyone. Cool. And I'll just finish it off. Just a couple more thoughts. Just kind of like really stepping this back a bit. I think being an authentic self is remembering who we are as like spiritual beings, and actually remembering that what happens here in the physical originates from like the higher dimensional realms. And if we want to become more of that authentic source for higher dimensional consciousness to come through us, then it's important for us to understand how we are an antenna for that information. And then by questioning, by inquiring within, we can remove the dirt that's covering up our antenna. And as we remove those aspects that are sort of in the way, it allows more of our true light to shine through. All of us have that. All of us have that light that is like the universal energy that is love itself. And it's just a matter of like removing the dust that covers the lens of our heart slowly over time. So that's what I think it means to be aware that that light source, that love, is within each and every one of us, and to be able to want to change ourselves so that we can touch the lives of others by being a beacon of that light for the world, sort of thing. So yeah, that's just some of the thoughts. But let's say goodbye to the internets for now. So say bye internets, bye internets, bye internets, bye internets, bye, bye. Cool. All right. Okay, bye internets. And ParadigmCentral.com. Start open discussion meditation group in your community because they're awesome. Awesome. Okay, good. That's good. All right, let's go meditate.